about today.
Here we go. I'm also very excited about today. Today is February 22nd. This is the C4C Community Meetup on Wednesday. My name's Newman. I'm facilitating the Way of Council at the last part of this meeting. Who else has got a something?
We're all co-hosts here.
There we go.
Everybody here is a co-host. If you got, Peter's going to be co-hosting a section on the video promotion. I'll co-host a section on our progress with the budget. Maybe Lawrence, when we get to your point about next week at our meeting, you can co-host that section. You know, that's the thing about this. Daniel and I are actually going to be co-hosting about the budget because, and then anybody else just jump in if you've got some ideas. It might be a little bit of a crazy one today, but let's go for it. Newman, you got some slides. Will you be able to share them?
What did we?
I think Yoram has them.
Okay, good.
If that's
because
right.
I know I have to clean up my video, my laptop. It's doing some funny things.
You want me to share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Maybe Yoram, you'll take us through the first part of C4C, the first few slides, the usual stuff. Put you to work right after your 2-week holidays.
Which holiday? I don't remember. Okay, tell me if you see my screen.
We got you.
Yes, we got you.
I click on the wrong X. Okay.
Nice.
So I did the agenda and I kind of roughly went through it. I'm sorry, I'm going to just clarify this. Typically we would meet afterwards, you know, into Project Catalyst. Today, Aharon's going to be doing a presentation, so I won't be here. If anybody wants to stay afterwards, they're welcome to.
Yeah, it's very interesting presentation actually about governance. So, an application for governance, really, really great. Everyone
so then
to come and see it.
This is exactly what we're talking about before we started recording, you know, and I think it'll be worth it for all of us to support what's going on there.
Yeah.
So I know for one, I won't be here after the top of the hour. And
yeah, perfect. So, okay. So we are going to, I mean, we are already kind of a little bit up of the schedule, but we are going to give an update about Divvying the tomatoes, as you call it, by Daniel and Melanie. Yeah, and update from Peter about the summit and videos and incredible process there that is happening and all the work around that. Then Newman is going to manage the community council and then kind of check out and looking into supporting Aharon, which is, by the way, Israeli, so it's even add to the action if you want about what's happening there. Yeah, we are here all together because, you know, we support the Cardano Foundation objective to make the world better for all. This is what brought us here together. And yeah, how we can support, collaborate, and finance projects and impact projects. Yeah, we started, as many like you said, already in Fund 6. It's already over a year and a half. Yeah, and we did such a role since then up to now and what we are doing. And yeah, so welcome to the experiment. Things may break, like documentation, disorient, overlap, and inspire. But we really want to create here a safe and lively environment, especially with what Newman is going to guide us later on, for you and for us to explore the highest potential of human collaboration. Yeah, we just discussed before how important is collaboration. Yeah, we started as a challenge, and it's growing to a community, and it's just the beginning. So, yeah, and what really why we are again here is that we want to making the world better for all people, animal, and the planet, right? Not only for all, so all of that, it's come together. Yeah, C4C in 223. I mean, we again, just to remind everyone, it's a lot of focus on about collaboration, bringing the people together, matching the projects, and we'll go into a database of the community in terms of projects, in terms of people. All of that is going to come and focus this year. Melanie, you want to speak about the tomatoes?
Awesome. Well, you know what? Peter, you brought this up. You know, sometimes it's hard for us to make decisions in a decentralized group. There's the slide. That's good. It's still on. And this has been really helpful to just sort of, what's happened with this is somebody will do it or nobody will do it. And it's been quite a learning experience. And then finally, it's just a matter of somebody has to commit to something and set a deadline for it and say, push everything else aside and get this done. 2022, we were all over the place, including myself, focused on a lot of different projects. Budget was not one of them. None of us were accountants, and we just couldn't get this quite sorted out. So I'm very, very excited about this. Yoram, you're going to be on the spot next to play the next slide and just click on the, yeah. Oh, and did you share with audio? Okay, just got to go back and maybe do that again. We'll get this. I promise it's only a few seconds of this one. I made sure that it was timed so it would only go too much, not too much. Okay. So what happens when you look at your phone, Yoram? Okay.
See my screen, right?
Yep, you were ready. Okay. Oh, there we go.
Y'all ready for this?
Okay.
So
Are you
in
ready
that
for
calendar, we said that we were going to party. I started the party early because, my goodness, this has been a challenge. Next slide, please, Yoram. Okay, or you can play it again, whatever you like. Divvying up the tomatoes. How do we divide up our resources equitably in order to recognize and remunerate community contributions? This is a challenge. And, you know, getting it right, getting it wrong, we lose people. Getting it right, we build people up and we create abundance. And I feel like we're getting close to that. Daniel jumped in. Andre, to begin with, started working on this. We were too new into this. There wasn't enough information probably to get this done. The time was ripe now to harvest the tomatoes and get them divvied up. Daniel came on board and he's helped us do this. Cool thing is that yesterday we had this meeting. We did the final confirmation that we were okay with the numbers, with the plan. You can go to the next screen. This is Community Hubs. The next screen. This is the accounting part of it. Yoram, yep, there we go. This was the plan. This was the actually putting down numbers and saying, does this look fair? And does this look good? And then once we could get those numbers and a confirmation and consent from as many people as we could get a hold of, then we could start doing up the budget and actually doing the payouts. Next slide, please, Yoram. And Daniel, please feel free to jump in if I'm missing anything. So yesterday, just one back community events to the accounting one. Oh, yeah, there we go. So yesterday, Daniel and I went through these and we sent the test data. Thank you, Lawrence, and whoever else was there about, you know, proper protocol for new addresses. I learned a huge amount about eternal wallets and actually making these transactions. And it felt like a really amazing experience. So we went in and we started to pay these out. These numbers, it's very difficult to change at this point. They're not set in stone until those transactions are sent. So if still, next slide, please. If anybody has, I think it's the next slide, Yoram. Okay, Daniel, maybe you want to jump in about impact onboarding, and I'll finish up.
Well, Cole and I, for the last 6 months, have done an impact onboarding methodology with a series of videos, and with Cole is the person I talk the most with because of this project. So we did the whole dividing up the tomatoes for the impact onboarding. We added Juanita and Boaz to help us translate the documents behind the onboarding. And Juanita has already translated a bunch of stuff. We're gonna start working with Boaz pretty soon to translate everything to French. And yeah, we also took into account a lot of accounting and community practices that Melanie brought. We gave a percentage of the whole budget to community activities in C4C and also to the treasury. So that was part. We're still missing an installment. We still don't know how we're gonna manage the last installment, maybe giving back to the community even more. But yeah, this is the plan. This is how we divided up the proposal.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
and I
we've-
would like. No,
Go ahead,
please, Melanie.
go ahead, Yoram.
Yeah, I would like to. First of all, we speak here about things that really way back, right? That we didn't divide, and we really were working out to divide them. It was quite tough to do the process, but I think the process, the way you design it, and with the help of Daniel, it's kind of building a framework. That then now we are speaking with Lawrence. That's something that can even go into a smart contract, and it's all about how we can create a framework that can scale and that can be a base for community engagement going forward. So yeah, so thank you for that.
We need that music at the end here too.
Yeah.
You're all ready for this, because what we're creating for the future is going to make it a whole heck of a lot easier. And having the energy, the help to be able to get this done now, I look forward to this. So ending
anyone,
this,
yeah.
go
So
ahead.
anyone that have questions about that, come and ask us.
Yep.
And come on board and ask, and we can give and reply. Or anyone that saw that he contributed during this period, we're speaking about Fund 7, Fund 8, also come across and say your words, and we'll see what can be
Because
done.
once the 8 is out of the wallet, it's gone, it's done.
Yeah.
The tomatoes are eaten, there's nothing left. You can just click on that side once more, and then we're over to Peter.
Okay, so for me, what's important again in all of that is the platform, is the mechanism and platform, and how you build all the different distribution, and who can get, how we consider community and consider people that are doing partial things, and well done on that. I think it will be used for the future.
And we'll clarify it as we go too, right? Just know right now we are divvying up the tomatoes, so speak up now or they're gone. Thank you, Peter.
So we are limited in time. Peter, please give your important update, and please, for you.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah.
Thank you, Aram. Thank you, Melanie. So now it's time to dive back to November 2022. That's when Cardano4Climate held a workshop at the Cardano Summit in Switzerland. 12 projects were introduced during this workshop, and we'll take a closer look at 3 of them today. So let's start right away with Vada. Next slide, please, and let's play the video.
Cardano wanted to focus on Africa, so that's what brought us to Cardano. When we look at key developments, we have the African Free Trade Area that was ratified last year. And what that means, previously, because of history, Africa has been very discreet in terms of not a lot of communication across board. But with the African Continental Free Trade, it gives opportunity for Africa to sort of work together. And that is why we think that it's important to focus on Africa. One of our key missions is to connect African developers and entrepreneurs to the Cardano ecosystem.
Yeah, amazing, merci. Let's go
Thank
to
you.
the next.
These videos, yes, next slide, please. These videos should work as, oh, sorry, previous one. Previous.
Oh, yeah.
These videos should work as a short introduction of the projects. If you'd like to learn more about VADA, you can do so by visiting the links here on this slide. And the very fresh news about VADA, there will be also a documentary. Currently, it's in the final post-production phase. It's about the birth of VADA and the very early stage. It's 40 minutes, and it's going to be released locally in Africa in the first stage, and then later it will be available online. So let's move to the next project, which is Little Fish Foundation. Let's play the video.
So who are these little fish? These little fish live much different lives. They are part of many communities, they're part of many projects, they go from place to place. They work on their own schedule. They don't have this 9-to-5 nightmare, I call it, that some people basically. They have great freedom to select where and how they focus their attention. So the key is they need to self-manage. Modern little fish, they need to self-manage. These people are usually fully remote. They may be digital nomads, maybe dreaming about becoming digital nomads once they figure out the financial bits. So this is fundamentally different. This individual is fundamentally different than the one who works in a classical, traditional organization where you have to go 9 to 5. This person is living a different life. The organizations that host this type of person, this type of work, they need to be different as well because the individual is just so fundamentally different. And you gotta have a completely new onboarding experience. And that's one of the things that we've been focusing on. It's one of the earliest problems that we stumbled into in all decentralized organizations, run into, all communities run into. So the onboarding process here is much different from from traditional organizations, as in these onboarding processes are a filter rather than teaching someone who you've already hired, already locked into your system to learn about your system. But instead, it's the filter. You gotta bounce off people who don't align with your values, and you gotta pull in those guys who really align with your values and who want to build with you. So to do that, what we figured out was this thing. Maybe some of you are familiar with it. It's called Ikigai, or maybe a simplified version of the Ikigai, which contains 4 things: what you love, what you're good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs. So once you bring those 4 things and bring your organization in, that's the whole onboarding process. And we're starting publicizing it.
These videos from the summit are released 3 times a week. It's always on Twitter and LinkedIn. So if you like what you see and would like to help, please share and repost our messages. You can use the links that are at the bottom of the slides. Third project we are presenting today is CNC. Yes, we can play it. Aharon, thank you.
This project is quite ambitious, but it's also very, very beautiful because it has so many, let's say, tangents. We're first going to plant 100,000 trees that are producing food. This means this will provide food security to the locals and also will improve their finance problems. This will also regenerate soils, and we will also send the farmers' children to school to learn also about permaculture. And of course, we are going to offset further the Cardano's carbon footprint. To boost this, or to amplify this, we're going to use an ISPO model to improve the donation model that we're used to actually use. And the idea is to make this as easy and convenient for the people to join by just staking. So what we're proposing here is to support this project by earning. So with this ISPO, you get to keep all your data. You don't have to give it away. On top of that, you're going to receive CNC tokens, unique NFTs from our partners. And last but not least, you will become a change maker with staking. So basically, This is a very, very new way of solving problems in a decentralized way. And our vision is to see that this model spreads within the ecosystem.
And as always, if you want to know more about CNC, you can find information in the links below. Next slide, please. To receive the news, and not only about the videos, you can subscribe to C4C Linktree channel. Next slide, please. This is how it looks. And next one. And lastly, this is a page where all the videos from the summit are ported, basically. It's sort of a video gallery where you can browse and play these videos very easily. It's all in one place. Next slide, please. It's at adatruth.com/C4C. And here you can find also other educational videos. Next slide. It's quite a long road ahead to truly make an impact or a difference. But I believe that people are slowly noticing, and even input-output noticed Cardano4Climate recently. And that's a very good start, I think. That's all from me. Melanie, Yoram, if you would like to add anything.
Shaw
please.
has his hand up.
Yeah, please, sir.
Please.
Sorry, that was an accident.
No worries.
We don't have one of those emojis that put both hands up, because we should be hands up and get excited about this. Huge project as well with Peter, and you know, the results on that one are we're starting to see them when you see the big fish and the big can you imagine the attention grabbing from IOHK with everybody saying something, and all of a sudden they notice ours? You know, that to me is a big deal. I wish I had that music in every single point here. You know, y'all ready for this, because we are going to get busy, definitely going to get noticed. So
yeah, and we always need to present it as an opportunity for Cardano. That's, I think, very important. And I mean, it's such an incredible people that attract more people, that attract companies and projects that are impact driven. And I think that's very, very important. How we use this technology for good as an opportunity. So
exactly.
Yeah. And Boaz from Goma just shared, I mean, everyone that staked for CNC stake pools can claim your ALA token. Really incredible project. So I'm claiming mine. So incredible group of stake pool operators.
C4C has some in their wallet of abundance. We just claimed our first 15. You don't know about that, Yoram, but they're there. And Lawrence, you came off mute. Did you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to Peter. I think this is so awesome to have this again, just as an archive. Again, and I've noticed with YouTube videos, right? They're there, people come across them, and they can be there for a long time. And it's just so nice to preserve this moment, meaning that, you know, let's say this last year, particularly the last part where you put all those videos together. And
it's amazing.
That's the stage, right? And so people can build up. So I think it's great.
Exactly, awesome. Exactly as you say, it's an archive where we can, you know, look back, and we can also present this at any time to anyone. That's the beauty of it. That people don't know what's Cardano4Climate. Hey, let's watch these 14 videos. You can learn in 15 minutes what they do.
Exactly.
Yeah, and each one of them is so inspiring. So we need to support them grow. So that's incredible. And there are many more also, right? That we're willing to bring together, connect, help them, and yeah, that's amazing. Good.
Introduction to the to C4C and to Cardano. So I mean, I really can't thank you guys enough for making these. These are exactly what I need to keep getting myself deeper and deeper in, and to find my place and see where there are niches and places where I can plug in.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Wait, go ahead, Newman.
Well, I was just going to say, I think that's exactly the intention, is to sort of figure out one's place, figure out where they fit in. Yeah, that's excellent.
Shakan said it in The Little Fish. It's so different than the way we're in right now. It's the ikigai. It's finding your place where you belong rather than saying, I want a job. What am I supposed to do? You figure out what you love to do. And if you're passionate about, this is what we're trying to figure out. In my whole life, I've had a lot of jobs, and unless I've had joy in them, I don't last in them. C4C has been one of my hardest jobs. It's one of the ones that I find the most joy in. A lot of pain and a lot of work, but also the most joy. And here I am. You know, Yoram, I don't know how long we've been in here now. It feels like 10 years, but we're committed to be here. This is a long-term project. So
Yeah. Yeah, to make change take time, right? And persistent is important. And sometimes there are challenging times, and now there's no funding for a long time, and Fund 10 is getting late. So, but so what, right? We're here, and things will come back, and we need to connect and help people. And yeah, a lot of people are working. So yeah, persistent is very important in that sense. And yeah, and normally again, to make impact and real things takes time, you know. And and it's great to have, I mean, each one of you here. It's really amazing. Yeah. So Newman, I don't know with the time, and we kind of, yeah, please, sir.
Yeah, so let's go in just the slides. Last week Newman had the campfire. Maybe you just want to do a quick piece about that, and then Lawrence, what's coming next week, really super quick, and then we go into whatever we have for way of council, community council.
Newman, what do you think?
Shad, was it an accident? You raised your hand or not?
I wasn't even touching my keyboard. Something weird's going on with my computer.
Something's going on.
Oh, it's awesome. We're just want to draw attention to you.
I'll take it.
Okay, so last week we had a storytelling session, and it was really lovely. A great sort of complement to the way of council, what we'll be doing here. Basically practicing listening and speaking. Here's everybody that was there. Next week, there will be Lawrence, who's here. We'll be talking about writing Cardano smart contracts with Helios. And
Lawrence, do you want to say something real quick about that?
Yeah, sure. Just a quick. So yeah, we'll do a little quick intro to show a little bit about the blockchain technologies to get kind of people up to speed, because I'm sure people have some questions. And then exactly as Newman said, so I'll just give an example on how to write a smart contract. And really, the great news is it's gotten so much easier to do. So I'm going to just demonstrate it. We'll write the smart contract there, and I think people will be pretty impressed how easy it is to do. Okay, that's for next week.
It's amazing.
Excellent.
I also heard you're offering the book for free.
Yeah, exactly. It just made more sense. I'm actually going to do some translations.
There's the link.
The link.
I put the link in the chat.
Oh, yep. Okay.
And is it okay if we add that to this description of YouTube?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Not a problem. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we'll also add it to Meetup for next week as well. Okay. So people are really on top of this. Your minions are coming, Lawrence. I can feel this group circling around you, and you taking the lead on this, and very thankful for that.
You want to give?
Yeah, go ahead.
You want to give an intro about the book as we downloaded it already? Or?
No, we're going to do that next week. Save that. Okay. Save that. Sorry, Yoram, I'm going to cut you off there because we got 15 minutes left. And we've got 9 of us, 1 minute each, I think. Newman, you take
We need
this
to stop the recording, right?
Yeah, but I want to, before I stop the recording, I do want to share the screen and just talk about the community council. It's a community collaboration standard. We see it everywhere. It's for community members who want to explore deeper mechanisms for communication, sharing, engaging with open hearts, minds, and wills. The reason we do that is so that we can share at the deepest levels and create an evolutionary method of sensing, advice seeking, and community building. It's just one tool for doing this. We're doing this community meeting monthly, the fourth Wednesday. We're we're doing it monthly. I don't know exactly how it's going to work out, but these are some reference materials, the way of counsel, books and articles. It is something that's done. It's a modern technique based on an ancient thing that we're here in Zoom, but it's going to work pretty much the same. The premise, I'm going to read from this part right here, is to create a safe container which people are able to share from their deepest truth. If you're unfamiliar with your deepest truth, that's totally fine. As long as you follow these 4 primary intentions, and I'll read them now. Speaking from the heart, listening from the heart, being lean of expression, spontaneity, and then one last one, confidentiality. And I want to briefly talk about those intentions really quick. Speaking from the heart is just being courageous and honest. And allowing whatever comes up, which gets into spontaneity, but listening from the heart. So it's not a conversation, it's a special meeting technique where you only speak when you have the focus. So it's not a time for conversation, rebuttal. There's no crosstalk. You can put your devices away in a metaphysical sense, meaning that bring your attention as focused as you can on this meeting and the people that are around. And the reason is to be fully present. The third intention, being lean of expression, be succinct, and don't take up a lot of time. If nothing's coming up, it's totally okay to pass if that's fine. But here's the thing, take as much time as you need. So be lean of expression. Spontaneity. Now this is an interesting one. Spontaneity right here. When you're listening, I will find myself rebutting in my mind, like, "Ooh, I want to say this," or "Ooh, I want to, respond to this." You don't have to do that. If you do, it's fine. It's not there's no points or anything. But the intention is to be fully present to what the other person is saying, taking into account of how you were responding. Feel what's coming up as as people are speaking. Will speaking this, when you have a response, will speaking this serve me? Will it serve the circle? Will it serve the greater good? And then this last one, confidentiality. And we'll have some. If you have some questions, we can bring this up at the end. It is a safe spot, so it's not intended to be. Whatever happens here, it's kind of like Las Vegas. Whatever happens in Las Vegas stays in Las Vegas. Don't talk about it outside of the council. Do not bring up something someone mentioned in council unless they invite you to or give you permission. We don't do recordings in there, and that's very by intention. There can be legal reasons to break confidentiality, such as endangerment and legal acts when these situations arise. I will facilitate it. That means that I will sort of move the virtual talking stick. And then if there's any of the breaking intentions, I will interrupt. All right. Here we go. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and ask if there's any questions, and then we can move on to the council. We only have a few minutes, but it can be done in just a few minutes. Are there any questions? Go ahead, Petra.
Yes. Does it have any specific topic, or is it general?
It's general for whatever comes up. Good question though.
Should we use our hands to speak?
Let's turn off the recording. I'll put the recording on pause. I'll come back. The next person that you'll hear is me after our council, and we'll say goodbye. So I'm going to pause the recording now, or resume. Hello and welcome back. We have just a 1 minute left. I'll throw it out to the rest of the facilitators to say goodbye and do our closing.
we can do a screenshot. You know, how do you feel about today? You know, I'm ready to party. So,
All right. Okay, here it goes. The screenshot in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. All right.
Go for it.
all right.
Yeah, and let's go and support Aharon. Really incredible project, and he's
Mhm.
launching it today. So let's head to support him.
See you in cyberspace over there.
Thank you everyone for being here.
Okay, see you. Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you all.
thank you.
Bye bye.
Cheers, bye.
Bye.
Bye.